Hi everyone, Hannah here. So this is one of the pictures we have for our stock photos, kind of giving you an overview of the junk journal kit, along with the mixed media bundle add-on if you wanted to do that. We'll go over the mixed media bundle first and then just kind of basically dissect this and move a little bit off of the pile at a time. So we've got this paint here. It is a metallic paint, metallic acrylic paint. So whenever you open it up, it's going to be, a light purple color, really pretty. And so you'll get a bottle of that. You'll also get a bottle of some chalk paint. I love chalk paint. It's just really fun to use. It's acrylic. You can, it just has a neat effect, and you can even, write on it or draw on it. I guess you can with any paint really, but I just like the texture of it. So you'll get a bottle of the chalk paint. You'll also get a watercolor, tube of watercolor. This one is the violet. We have a mixture of different colors, so we'll just, you'll just get a varied, assortment of this. So it might be the violet, it could be some kind of like a teal or a light blue, or different colors that would coordinate with this month's theme. Then you'll also get a watercolor brush pen. I've been wanting to put these in the kits, and I finally found a bundle of them, and so we're going to put those in there. To help with that, we have a watercolor palette or paint palette. So that way, like when I'm doing my watercolor painting, I like to do the different shades, have a, very light, a little bit darker, and kind of go like that. It really helps when you're doing variegated stuff. It flows. So we've got that, so you can have that to mix your paint and all of that. You'll also get a bottle of glimmer paste. Since we're kind of doing fairy, whimsical, I thought, this might be fun to have some glimmer paste. Just, spread on your page. You could use it on your journal cover, however you wanted to incorporate that. You've also got a stencil that you can use with it. So our stencils are different Faber-Castell, and these are all the different designs. So you'll be receiving one of those designs. And then let's see what else on the mixed media here. Then you also get a couple of these resin frames. Now the color really doesn't matter because you can always paint over it. This one is kind of rough because it has the glitter. So this one is, already ready for you to just start painting right over it. This one you might want to rough it up a little bit, maybe take some light sandpaper, fine sandpaper, just kind of rough it up and then paint over it. So that's what you'll get in the mixed media bundle. So that's a pretty good bit of stuff. I wanted to change it up a little bit from last month, but still give you some goodies. So, I don't know, I think this might even be better than last month's. So anyway, this is your mixed media bundle add-on. Okay, so let's see, what next should we go over? Maybe the card stock. Let's go, because that'll be something that we can get out of the way. We've got our 12 by 12. We've also got our 8.5 by 11. So the 12 by 12, which, as you know, I'm just trying to see who all is interested in the 12 by 12 paper. There is expense involved in getting the paper, having it cut down to size, printing it. Just a lot of work goes into this, and So a lot of you seem like you either prefer the digitals or the 8.5 by 11 printed card stock. And that is mostly what went out for February. But we do still have a little bit of this left, mostly for existing scrapbook box customers, because, you know, a 12 by 12 paper, you know, it's typically associated with making scrapbook albums. So, you know, you buy your 12 by 12 paper pad and you just get scrapping. So, so these are mostly reserved for the existing scrapbook customers that we already have. You can put in a request for the 12 by 12 card stock, and I'll let you know if we can fulfill that for you. So, but just getting a look at it so you can see it, we've got this beautiful page here. Our collection is called Spring Awakens. So, kind of the story behind it is the fairies are coming and they're waking up the flowers. They're waving their magic wand. They're waking up the flowers, getting them to bloom. You know, we're doing away with winter and just sticks on a tree. You know, we're getting leaves and color, but not too much color yet. I wanted to keep it somewhat subdued, and then for April to kind of get a little more vibrant colors, and kind of I try to do like seasonal like that, to put each in their respective category. So this one we've got a little subdued, so it's not totally bright in your face, but I absolutely love it. It just kind of toning it down really adds that vintage look to me. So we've got that page. Got this cute little fairy with some butterflies. Actually, these are little fairies too. So they're just kind of flying all around and, you know, waking everything up. And then we've got a postcard page here. So I love these postcards. Then we've got the back of that. I just absolutely love that. It's light enough to where you can write over it, or you can just leave as is. Maybe mount a photo onto it and just have a little bit of the, you know, space around it, kind of like as a little frame. So we've got this little fairy as well. She is waking up the flowers. You know, singing, you know, just getting spring started. So I absolutely love this page. We've got a little faded rainbow in the background, doing away with the rainy winter. We actually had a pretty rainy winter. So I'm definitely looking forward to a little more sunshine and prettier weather, beautiful flowers. So we've got this fairy here. She's been riding around on her bicycle, and she's taken a little bit of a break, just kind of resting. And then we've got another fairy page here. Got a little bit of some bumblebees in there and some little butterflies. So those are the 12 by 12 pages. Just reach out to me and let me know if you want those. And I'll let you know if we can fulfill that. And then also we've got the 8.5 by 11. This is mostly what we sent out in February. And everybody was fine with it. You either got the card stock or the digitals emailed to you. You know, I tried to keep in touch with y'all and let y'all know, like, hey, let me know if you want to receive the card stock, or let me know if you want a digital kit emailed to you. So I was trying to, you know, get answers from everybody, because I definitely want to send you a box that you can enjoy. And if I email you a digital digital kit, and you don't have a printer, well, that doesn't really work out for you. So just let me know. Most of you, I ended up printing out the cardstock and mailing to you, since you did not have a printer or just maybe didn't want to mess with it. So these are single-sided pages. I find that mostly whenever I'm doing my junk journaling, sometimes I like having double-sided, and then sometimes I don't, because it's going to be covered up anyway. I might, you know, do some decoupage or glue another page onto it, or just different things. So I'm just kind of flipping through the pages. And then these are the journaling cards. We were only able to squeeze 8 on here so that they would still be a pretty good size. If we were to put all 12, they would be like little bitty. Which, if that is something that y'all are interested in, we could do some little bitty cards. And then the postcards are a little bit smaller so that we could fit all 6 of them on the page. And then, of course, you've got some of the background. If that's something that you wanted to cut off and glue down, you can do that as well. So that's the cardstock. And then let's get in with the junk journal box itself. So we've got some dried flowers. You'll get a little dried flower bundle. Some of these are a little bit thicker, like this one is a little bit thicker. This would be really neat to press in between some acetate and make, you know, those slides, you know. You've probably seen it on YouTube. You know, you can just press them in between some acetate and make some little slides, or, you know, there's all kinds of different things that you can do with it. And these are thin enough to where you could do the same thing. You could actually add these in with your handmade paper or handmade rice paper. If you'll recall, I had made a video last year where we did the handmade, you know, the faux, you know, the faux rice paper, and it was actually pretty fun. You know, I had just put a little bit of some paint in with my glue and, you know, kind of made it brown to tint everything. And I really liked it. It was fun. So on the stamps, you're kind of getting it into a couple of pieces, because the fairy stamps, they, like one page might have a whole bunch of fairies, and then the next stamp pack might not have a lot of fairies. So I wanted everybody to get a fairy, since that's kind of the basis of our theme for this month. So I've tried to cut it out where you get a fairy. Then we've also got like a vintage, you know, style stamp. This is a, let's see, what is this exactly? Something about city collector. Make check payable. So I don't know, something to do with like the county. It says your state, county, and city tax in the city of Newton in the above named ward and precinct for the year 1920 as below. So that seemed pretty interesting, you know, anything kind of vintage. And these make for great backgrounds. Like you just kind of stamp them in different places on the back of your page very lightly. Makes a great background. And then you can do this in a bolder color, and it just pops it up to the foreground. So I like to do that. So you've got some stamps here, got our ink pad, embossing powder, washi tape. We've added in a couple of wax seals for this month. So these were really fun to make. So we've got those in there for you. We've got some ephemera. So we've got a couple of these game cards, and you can flip them over. You've got the yellow or you've got the red. We've also got some other, this is actually cardstock that we've cut out, and so you've got kind of the vintage style on the front, and you've got the purple flowers on the back. We've also got a couple of these coin envelopes, which I love using. And you can stamp on these with the stamps that you receive in your kit. You can also do the embossing powder on it so it's raised and just adds a really neat effect to your envelopes. The same with the tags. And then of course we've got this. These never get old to me because once you use them in your junk journal, well, you need another one. So you've got the three, the white, yellow, and the pink. And let's see here, we've got our ephemera sheet. Now this is just on thin printer paper. The reason why is because it makes it easier to glue on your pages, like for decoupage. And so we've got the sheet in this, thin paper. We've also got it in the vellum as well. Now this one had a little bit of streaks on it, but it gives you an idea of the images you'll receive and the size of them. You'll also get a sticker sheet. This was pretty fun. I researched and found some vintage as well as really some antiques. Some of these images were from the 1500s. So these are some really neat fairy images. This one has some mushrooms, and so I thought that would be pretty neat. You can just cut them out as you want to, and you can leave a little white border around it or just cut right next to it and just stick right down onto your pages or add a little glue. So I really like using the sticker pages. So that's something new that we're putting in the box. And let's see here, we've got some tissue paper. This is some Tim Holtz tissue paper, so you'll receive a sheet of that. You'll also receive a sheet of this vintage sewing pattern paper. So you'll get, pretty good size of it as well. I like to just kind of tear it up and glue it on parts of the page as I need it. Just adds, you've got all kinds of lines on it. So it adds some, other interesting elements onto your page. And then we've got some vintage book pages. These are from, I think it was a 1970s book. And then this is, this one is from the 1970s book. This is from the 1960s Reader's Digest book. And this is from, I think, some Walt Disney stories. So we've got that. We've also got our tea-dyed pages as well. So you'll get 5 of those. And then this was part of the ephemera. You'll get a card and an envelope. I just absolutely love the colors. The envelopes are very, very pretty. So you could just use that. You could even cover this up with, some of the book page, something like that, just to cover it up if you want to use it in your junk journal. And then for the fabric part, what we've got here, so as you've seen in the picture, it looks like a cute little booklet, and you could even make it to look like this as well, and then add the tea-dyed pages and stuff on the inside of it. So we've kind of got like a little charm kit started for you with some lace. This is some of our hand-dyed lace, and then some white floral lace as well. And then you've also got a little fairy charm. And then we've got this chiffon material, just kind of tight, so you get a pretty good bit of it. I guess it's maybe about a couple feet or so. And then we've got this beautiful trim here with flat back pearls and rhinestones. I thought it was just really pretty, kind of going with the whimsical, magical theme with the fairies. So we've got that there. And then we've got a, really a natural palette. And then, of course, with the elements of the paper, the paint, that will add the pops of color in with this here. So this would make some If you're wanting to make like a fabric book, or if you're wanting to make some fabric flips to put in your book, you know, got different colors, different textures. This, as we have put into some of the kits over the last couple of months, this is that vintage curtain panel from JCPenney. We've also got this beautiful cotton white with the, it's like a foliage on it. We've got this beautiful colored cotton material. This is very pretty. It's real soft. I'm not really sure what kind of material it is. It's some kind of upholstery material, but it's very soft on this side. It almost kind of looks wintry, like we're breaking away from the winter and going into the spring. So I thought that was pretty neat. And then we've also got some of this tulle. It's hard to tell what color it is. It's like a nude color, very light. But I thought, you know, there's so many things that you can do with this. You can make some little flowers. You could cut it out, make some little bows, you know, just kind of bunch it together and, you know, just do kind of all kinds of stuff with it. And then, of course, we've got our muslin fabric here. This is a good piece. As you might have watched in the tutorial for the February book, I was showing you how you can put your book together with using the fabric, and then whatever leftovers you have of this, because I went ahead and just kind of cut down, because whenever I glue in the signatures, I use the strips of this. It kind of just, you know, keeps everything attached. So I'm really excited about this month's collection, Spring Awakens. And I'll have the link down below so that you can see, you know, check it out on our website. And you can go ahead and subscribe to yours. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to let us know. And thank you so much.